Game week 1 of Fantasy Premier League is done, and already we've seen huge swings from surprise hauls to major disappointments. In this video, I'll be going through my full team selection for Game Week 2, highlighting the players I'm backing and the ones I'm avoiding, and the transfer trends you need to watch closely. Whether it's early bandwagons you'll regret or hidden gems that could give you a massive edge, this breakdown will help you make smarter decisions before the deadline. In goal, I've got Matt Sells. He comes up against Crystal Palace this week, and while it's not the easiest fixture, I think Forest can keep things tight. Plus, he's always good for a few saves, so I'm hoping he can deliver a solid return here. First up in the defense is James Tarkowski. He's got a tough test at home to Brighton, but he's always a threat from set pieces and racks up defensive contributions. If Everton can grind out a result, he could still walk away with something. Next in the defense is Olaena. He travels with Forest to Crystal Palace, and I like his potential at both ends of the pitch. If Forest can stay compact, a clean sheet is possible, and with his attacking runs down the flank, there's always a chance of bonus points. And the last defender in my lineup is Aaron Wan-Bissaka. He'll be starting for West Ham against Chelsea, and this is a game where he really needs to step up defensively. Chelsea will create chances, but if Everton stay organized, Wan-Bissaka's tackling and defensive work could be rewarded. If not, he's probably gone this week. Now, moving into the midfield, the big name is Mohamed Salah. He's got a huge fixture away to Newcastle, but honestly, Salah is fixture proof. Whether it's penalties or open play, he always carries that explosive threat, and that's why he stays locked into my team. Alongside him, I've got Tijani Reijnders. Manchester City take on Spurs at home, and this is exactly the kind of high energy game where Reijnders thrives. He's been getting forward well, and I think his creativity could really shine through in this game. Next up is Bukayo Saka. Arsenal are at home to Leeds, and this is a kind of fixture where Saka is at his best, hopefully. He's on penalties, he's heavily involved on the right-hand side, and he always looks dangerous in these matchups. He also gets the armband this week. Also in the midfield is Cole Palmer. Chelsea's away at West Ham. It could be a tricky fixture, but Palmer is so essential to everything that Chelsea does in the attack. If they get a penalty or a key chance, he's usually right up there to take advantage. Yes, he is playing against my defender, which isn't ideal, but with my bench, I don't really have a choice. Rounding out the midfield is Iliman Ndiaye. Everton plays Brighton at Goodison Park, and while Brighton are strong, Ndiaye's direct running and ability to break lines gives him the potential to cause problems on the counter. Up front, I've got Daniel Ballard. He'll be leading the line for West Ham against Chelsea, and this is a type of game where Bowen usually delivers. His pace on the counter and his clinical finishing always makes him a threat in big games like this. And finally, we have João Pedro. Chelsea's trip to West Ham won't be easy, but Pedro has a knack of being in the right place at the right time. Let's see what he can do. He's one to watch as well. So that's my team for Game Week 2. There are some tough fixtures in there, but also some really exciting opportunities, and I'm confident this team has enough firepower to deliver. Now let's talk about a few players that I think you should avoid right now. Game Week 1 always brings a few surprise bandwagons, but just because a player hauls in the opening week doesn't mean they're a great long-term pick. These are the ones I'd recommend steering clear of for the time being. Also, if you are enjoying the video or found it helpful, please make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss my next one. First up is Richarlison. He turned heads with 13 points in Game Week 1, and he has also been brought in by 240,000 managers. While he showed good attacking involvement, context is key here. Tottenham faced Manchester City in Game Week 2, and that fixture significantly reduces his short-term appeal. Spurs have been inconsistent, and while Richarlison could still provide value long-term, now isn't the best time to jump on him. If you already own him, you can hold him, but I wouldn't recommend buying him ahead of the trip to the FPL. Next up is Daniel Ballard. He's already looking like a trap in FPL. He only managed 21 minutes in Game Week 1, and with Brighton's attacking options, his minutes look far from secure. And to make matters worse, it's Matt O'Reilly who stepped up for penalties, further reducing Welbeck's appeal as a forward option. At his price, there are simply better and more reliable options elsewhere, making him an easy avoid for now. And the final forward is Alexander Isak. There are so many uncertainties when it comes to him, so I would just avoid him altogether. Next is Jacob Murphy. Murphy is one of those players that look tempting because of Newcastle's strong attack, but the reality is his minutes are far from secure. He's competing directly with Anthony Gordon and Harvey Barnes for a wide role, and that rotation risk makes him very unreliable in FPL. Even if he starts one week, there's a high chance he's benched or subbed early in the next one, which makes it nearly impossible to trust him. With so many nailed-on midfielders at similar prices, Murphy is just one to avoid. Next is Guardiola. This one is obvious. He is currently out on an injury, but he still remains in 6.7% of squads, but he is a big avoid right now. With City, you can always expect a clean sheet or two, but if you want a defender that you can rely on, right now Guardiola is not that option, so if you are one of those persons holding him, it's time to move on. Finally is Daniel Ballard from Sunderland. Ballard was the surprise star of the Game Week 1, scoring a massive 17 points thanks to Sunderland's strong defense showing in their Premier League debut. It's no wonder he has been transferred in by over 300,000 managers already. However, this is exactly the type of early bandwagon that could backfire. Sunderland are newly promoted, and while they had a great opening match, their fixtures will only get tougher as the weeks go on. Clean sheets will be much harder to come by, and expecting consistent hauls from a budget defender in a team likely to fight for relegation is risky. He's one to avoid buying at this stage, even if his first score looks tempting. So those are my main avoids going into Game Week 2. The key message here is not to get carried away by early scores or popularity spikes, especially with newly promoted players or assets with tough fixtures. Patience is crucial in FPL, and avoiding these traps will save you transfers and frustrations down the line. Now let's switch gears and talk about some players I do think are worth targeting. These are players who not only delivered in Game Week 1, but look set up for strong runs with good fixtures and underlying stats to back it up. If there's one player who remains a constant target regardless of fixtures, it's Erling Haaland. He's one of the most reliable captaincy options in the game. City face Tottenham next, which on paper looks like a tough match, but Haaland's sheer consistency and penalty duties makes him almost fixture-proof. If you don't already have him in your team, he should be on number 1 on your transfer list. Obviously, he's very expensive, but if you can free up the funds, he is definitely worth it. Next is Hugo Ekitike. Ekitike is a legit early season target after a standout 11 points in Game Week 1. He looked sharp, direct, and he learned to play well and was involved in the decisive moments throughout the match. In a Liverpool attack that creates plenty, he gives you both goals and assist routes, and his price is excellent value if you are reshaping your forward line. If you're debating a move from a shaky pick like João Pedro or Bowen, or a budget punt that hasn't landed, Ekitike is a strong upgrade. Tijani Reijnders, who became one of the hottest properties in FPL after a brilliant Game Week 1 performance. He was everywhere on the pitch, controlling play and contributing both defensively and offensively. At 5.6 million, he's already gone up in price and has been transferred in by over 900,000 managers, and for good reason. He looks like incredible value in a dominant City side. If you don't own him yet, he's one to seriously consider bringing in before he climbs further in price. Next is Elliot Anderson. At just 5.5 million, he's emerging as one of the best budget midfielders in the game. He scored 6 points in Game Week 1, and most importantly, he made 11 defensive contributions, just one short of triggering that 2 points. He also made an assist, and with that defensive and attacking involvement, that makes him a great value enabler. If you're looking for a cheap fourth or fifth midfielder who still has the potential to deliver steady returns, Anderson is a strong candidate. Rayan Aït-Nouri is next. He's already turning heads after scoring 9 points in Game Week 1 for City. He combined 11 defensive contributions with attacking involvement and earning that valuable 2 points. At City, where clean sheets are almost a given, he looks like a good route into their defense, especially if you want an alternative to options like Diaz or Lewis or Guardiola, who's out injured. His attacking upside makes him even more appealing as a long-term pick. Next is William Saliba. He came away with 9 points, boosted by 14 defensive contributions, which earned him those 2 points. He's nailed in Arsenal's backline and offers a consistent route into clean sheets while also picking up bonus points regularly. If you don't already own him, he's one of the standout defensive picks for the early weeks. Gabriel is also another option. He's also nailed and he's great for those goals. So either one, William Saliba or Gabriel, will be a great pick for your defense. Staying with Arsenal, the final player on my list is David Raya. He had an excellent Game Week 1, scoring 10 points despite an expected goal conceded of 1.5. He managed to keep a clean sheet against a tough opponent, showing why Arsenal defense remains one of the strongest in the league. At his price, Raya offers stability, save points, and clean sheet potential, exactly what you want in a premium goalkeeper. He's a set and forget option worth considering if you're looking to lock down your goalkeeper spot. So those are the players I think you should be keeping on your radar or even buying ahead of Game Week 2. They've got the stats, the fixtures, and the form to back them up. Getting on these picks early could set up your team for a big boost over the coming weeks. That wraps up my team selection and list of players to avoid and target after Game Week 1. Remember, it's still early in the season, so patience is key. But getting ahead of the right trends now can make all the difference. I'll be dropping more FPL tips and content later this week, so make sure you're subscribed. Let me know in the comments who you're targeting for Game Week 2, and I'll catch you in the next one.